you Hello, Speedgaming 3. Decided to jump in here and bring you some commentary for Game 2 between Derp and Anfunny. So what we have right here is a neat little trick. Sometimes it's called the hole-in-one. But you want to jump deep and stand up by pressing down before you land. And that will let Samus stand up inside of the tunnel, the 2-tile tunnel. So that's just how you get the items. But we are off to a bit of an interesting start. Brew attack morph ball, plus some E-tanks. A lot of the time you see screw attack lead to this pit room item as progression. Wall jumping up to the gauntlet entrance is considered a hard trick. And so we're going to start with morph, power bombs, and screw attacks, all really nice items. And yeah, from here we're going to have to figure out where to go. It's going to be the bottom left door of landing site. Through Gauntlet Energy Tank Room. Cool. So with this amount of health, shouldn't be a problem, but sometimes it can be a little dangerous. But let me introduce everything now, since I joined on a few minutes late. This is the Speedgaming Live 2024 Super Metroid Randomizer online tournament featuring Map Rando. We are in the this is kind of the second round now. This is the losers bracket, the second chance bracket, and we're having Derp and Anfunny race each other. This is game 2. Derp took the win in the first match. A big difference was getting the first power bombs. That opened up a lot of variants in like where they were in the seed, because they had to go through Norfair Reserve, and that was just a really difficult room. But right now, Anfunny was in good position, but well, actually really struggling to get into the morph tunnel. What's this on the right? Oh, an E-tank. That's I don't know, sad to see. Anfunny just ran for that. Gambled on that being some way to refill energy. Would have worked out. But was ahead up until now. Yeah, I am Aussie101. One of the tournament admins. So a lot of the time I'm on the side setting up these races. But wanted to come in and bring some commentary to this match. And then on tracking we have Sunwoo Farmer. So shout out to Sunwoo for letting us get the restream for this best of 3. Okay, so we got Speed Booster. Taking bat hits. The bat's a dangerous enemy. They're called Garudas. I don't know what the intended way to get through is, but you could power bomb it. And then, fun fact, you get 2 drops if you power bomb a Garuda. Because its little jet feet count as an extra enemy that gives a drop. Yeah, right now, Derp's just gonna be ahead. Because the path that they have to take is fairly linear up till now. They don't have any kind of missiles to go through these side ammo doors. Here's some supers. So in this seed we have enough of the basic ammos. We have one super pack, one power bomb pack, so that's enough to open all the ammo doors. Morph. Everyone's more comfortable when you have early morph. And then screw attack is a really strong item for going fast because it clears all the enemies, and also it saves on power bombs. And we also see a gravity suit. So early suit in the first 5 minutes tends to mean a faster seed. We even found boss information. That's useful. And there's a chance that Ridley is blocking the path to the map, but that's not very likely. So what decides if a seed is fast or not? Depends on where the suits are and where the map stations are. So when you're playing map rando, you're going to run towards the map station as much as you can. In the very early game, you don't tend to do this because there's so many simple ways that you cannot reach the map. In this case, you need power bombs and morph. And also, derp needs to think about how to get back up. So once you're down here, you can't get back up with these items unless you do a very short charge. Very tight short charge. But there's also a major down here. But I think that's grapple rim. And so it's just going to be a hard short charge. A lot like the vanilla layout, where you do it from the map room into the red tower room. Unless this item is useful. And it is. So with Ice Beam, you can get back up. So logic says that Ice Beam location is going to be filler because you can easily fall down Red Tower, but you can't easily get back up. So that either means that it's a truly filler item, or there is another high jump type item or movement type item that would let you back up, because that short charge wouldn't be in logic. So yeah, this early game has been pretty linear. You have to come up here to get your supers. Once you have the supers, you're going to look for the map. Once you get the map, you get Ice Beam. And then you can decide on where to go, whether it's going to be up above Red Tower or a left of ship. And it looks like Derp decided to go left. Anfunny is not comfortable going down Red Tower. Because until you know what rooms are down there, you don't know if you can Shine Spark back up. It looks like he's taken a trip down the sand. Whether intentional or not. Like, he did run into a heated room. And we don't have area yet. So heated rooms are the main concern right now. We could use a little bit better movement and better ways of dealing with heat. So like more E-tanks and Crystal Flash and better movement options. But with gravity, there's a lot that's possible. This one. But not having the map is going to be really bad. Normally a map is worth like resetting and running all the way back. And I kind of feel like where it is in criteria, you should just do that. Because going back to the ship to save doesn't save you any time. Since it's the same travel distance to get back here to recollect the items. So Brinstar's left, up is 2 hollow dots. So it depends how much you want the hollow dots. And then Ice Beam below. And that means Brinstar is the only real choice here. And also it means that you have to come back to criteria eventually to take care of Ridley. So that is an item. That's an item. That's an item. That's an item. As far as I can tell, those are all reachable. The Lower North Fair elevator room is maybe the most dangerous. The spring ball room item is going to cost some of your power bombs. So you want to think a little bit about your resource management. But as to these criteria majors, you see that Anfunny got another powerbomb pack that derp didn't. 3 E-tanks is enough to do everything logically, pretty much. If you have to do something harder than that, then you can usually sequence break it. And 5 supers, 5 power bombs is enough to like open any door that's blocking your path. It's mostly the gauntlet rooms that are going to be taking more power bombs, but we have screw attack for that. Okay, so I didn't notice that this was right supers. So derp set up a save before coming up here, and he's just gonna reset this. It's plasma. So it has the info. You can get out with that item if you either use arm mode or if you use a crystal flash. And we don't have access to either method. But it can be important to know if that's like Varia. Varia and Charge are the most important items we're looking for right now. And Anfunny's coming down to the map. In this type of seed, I think you search for majors. Play to collect all the majors. That's going to be everything on the tracker plus grapple and x-ray. That's generally the stronger way to play Map Rando. Specifically for Charge Beam, or regarding Charge Beam. Because supers are unreliable, and you need a good number of supers to finish the game without charge. So here at High Jump E-Tank. In Mystery Tournament, you're going to see that a lot of these blocks that they're blowing out with power bombs are shot blocks. But that is a anti-soft lock patch that Mystery Tournament is using. Dash and Varia use it a lot. But Map Rando keeps things a lot more like the vanilla game. Same with SMZ3. In the case of Map Rando, it's because the original design of the room like has built-in gating functionality. With the vanilla map, you know if you're getting yourself stuck or not. But in Map Rando, it depends on the connecting rooms whether it's a soft lock or not. And so, in that situation, it's more the room itself is acting as a barrier to progression. Maybe that made sense. But we have Spring Ball now. Spring Ball's going to save power bombs on getting Spring Ball for a Spring Ball item location. There it is. Got to organize my tabs. The Firefly rooms are really nice. It's just really convenient knowing where your ammo refills are. Like, a lot of the time you can get random health drops, random missile drops. Supers are a little bit harder to find, and then the power bomb drops can be really hard to come across. But Map Rando made a change to item drops where you get 2 power bombs at a time per drop. And that's so that when you get those low percent drops, then you get 2. And so you just don't get as stuck as often. Jumping up onto this Namahe, pretty difficult. Kind of the safe way would be to lower the leftmost platform. And you do that by walking below it. And then you jump off the wall to climb on top. Okay. Gravity suit room with the super pack. Derp now up to 2 supers. Or 10 supers and 10 power bombs. Let's word it that way. And he's coming over to West Ocean for another major. And this one, he's going to want to Shine Spark up to. That'd be the fastest way with these items. The tricky thing about Shine Sparking up is you can't buffer your shot. Like maybe if you stand a specific distance away you could. But normally you can't really buffer the shot, so you have to wait until you start falling to shoot. And then 2 more E-tanks. So we know Mother Brain, we know Ridley. And that means we don't immediately need any ammo. And with these resources, we can likely do any sequence of rooms in the game. It's just like pants rooms maybe going to be hard. But even among the niche rooms, there's not many that are going to completely block you. So from here, if you stick to the strategy of getting all the majors, it should be fine to run into them all. And then while you're doing it, you're going to be looking for the remaining bosses. Okay, so Anfunny took the save, got the map. Is likely going to be running through the same set of rooms, but maybe in a different order. So like if he gets Space Jump first, then that could speed up some of the other rooms. We are into Norfair now with Aqueduct. There's a bit of a routing decision there at least. You could go Norfair or Meridia. What you would want to do is try to peek each region and decide which one's better before really going down a path. But it's expected that you have to go down both. And at the end of the seed, you have to come back to Criteria and Brinstar. Either way. We find X right here. In right sandpit. The only danger of blind sandpits is if Croc is your only way out. Or maybe if Vautoon is your only way out. But really special cases that don't really come up. It turns out it's Decora room on the right. But the map is still below derp, so he's gonna check left. Left should lead to the other sand hall. And then how do we expect to go down? Because right now we're very far left. Oh, unfortunately it's a save. This wasn't the way. It may have been possible to know that this was going to be connecting into a sand hall. And then 2 sand halls connected is going to be a lot of tiles. And yeah, that's going to take you pretty far away from the map. I think it's reasonable to think that it connects to the map through the left instead of the right. But we'll see what's over here. Has enough energy to run through lava and take spike boosts. And we are still going very far right. So Norfair has a bit of a troll map. Energy tank refill is going to be really nice after taking all that damage. So Anfunny can use Space Jump to get this item, save a bit of health. Or recover the fall. Chooses not to. Disrespecting Space Jump. I understand. So that's interesting. How do you get to that map? It looks like you actually just need to wrap around, spiral around to get to it. Oh, we have Mission Impossible with a super pack. So it decides to get the super pack. It could end up that he has to make enough checks that runs into enough ammo to finish the suit. But the super doesn't take long to pick up. Or if you run into charge right away, charge ice is not very good. But we'll have to look back at the end of the seed, what items they have done. If it actually is relevant, picking up the 15th super. Ruby missiles with another super pack. Now we're getting pretty close. It looks like Anfunny went to Norfair as well. So we're gonna see what kind of decisions he makes. Ruby missile into PBs in jail comes up a lot. Especially when it's far out of the way like this. So we get both of them picking up X-ray. I don't know if they're thinking about ice clips or not. The last seed had a very important ice clip they had to do early. It gave them ice and X-ray to get up through Green Brinstar main shaft. Like, clip up through the power bomb blocks. Okay, so Anfunny is leaving right away. Gonna save a bit of time. And I don't think Derp actually saw anything on the right. He gets some super packs. But until those become important, they're tied. Baser. And this is bottom door versus middle door. Bottom door has the major, but I think it's likely to be the way back. Oh, actually it's turning around. So they're both taking bottom door. And this looks like the path to the map. Could go all the way down, croc shaft. This middle door is going to dead end very quickly. That's a reason to check here. And this should be left sand pit. So if there's nothing here, that'll be kind of costly. We'll find out. Hollow dots. And they look like power bombs too. Power bombs aren't useful anymore. Screw attack, bomb, spring ball. Big Pink is the room. Everyone's happy to see Big Pink. So Derp is going to look for Fantoon first because he's close to this top right door. When he paused just now, he saw that the map is on the left. And it's also the freely reachable map room. Okay, so charge is an item. Early supers. Bowling has a major. 2 majors, even. So if we say there's 4 more, we've seen plasma, then that's 4 out of the 5. Yep, high jump. So charge, wave, area, and grapple. The one's left. If you have Ice Baser, you don't need to go back for Plasma. Maybe it could help. But with 20 supers, you wouldn't. And unfortunately, Anfunny is going to the right side of Norfair. So, if he didn't do this, then they would have been really caught up. But unfortunately, going to lose the same time that Derp already lost. You see a Various suit below early supers. Power bombs. So what does Derp want to do from here? I didn't notice any bosses in Norfair. I wasn't looking for connectors to other regions. So that's his super pack. That means he's really close on ammo. 50-25, it's pretty safe to think that you're going to get enough ammo before finding the other 3 bosses. But then you look at bowling there, and you just have to take Croc Speedway, and there's a good chance you could charge. There's Wreck Shop. Kind of the faster way to play the seed would be to not get the bowling majors. Take your ammo and go. But if you have charge, then you don't have to worry about refilling your supers after Ridley. I think that Ridley is right next to the ship though, so that's not a concern in the seed. Okay, so Derp is going to play for ammo. And if he sees the last major on path, he'll pick it up. But for now, has both suits and is really close on go mode ammo. So I'm not really concerned that he'll have any trouble finishing from here. But we're back to full map chasing mode. And we've Anfunny came over to the right side of Norfair and is going to get the 2 super packs. But that... there were E-tanks over here as well. That's... Currently, that's not nothing. But the next major that we saw Derp run into was... I guess it was high jump, and then Varia was right after that. So we are into the Dragon fight. Probably going to be a speed kill. 3 Shine Sparks is enough to kill Dragon. But they're kind of hard to time. Normally it's supplemented with an X Factor and a bit of ammo. The other option would be to do a full ammo kill. So maybe we get a mix. Speed booster, Shine Sparks to start, and missiles to finish. Not completely red, so still has a good chunk of health. At this point, you would worry about chain damage when you try to Shine Spark kill. So you just finished with supers. The only problem with finishing Dragon with supers is like running out. And that only matters if you have to go into Ridley next, but there's the ship between here and Ridley. So that cuts out one of the major disadvantages to playing for ammo. It's really Ridley. Ridley's the whole problem with this game. Okay. So now Anfunny's back on track. Gonna go left through Norfair and then down to the map. And kind of playing from behind from here. Has been following directly in derp's route. So, just behind. We know that wreck ship is required. So we've seen Mother Brain, Ridley, and now Dragon here in wreck ship. And we don't know where Crate or Fantoon are, but there's going to be the map of wreck ship over here, as well as, it was Meridia, I think, the top of Everest. Okay, so let's see what we got on the map. Nothing. Derp's at 60-30 now, so he doesn't need any more ammo. Unfortunately, didn't find a save between Dragon and the map. So, you have to walk all the way back. And unfortunately, also, one of these rooms is Leadoc's room. So that's one of the slower rooms. Leadox is actually pretty dangerous because of that one pirate who shoots through the wall as you try to wall jump up. But we have Screw Tech here. Derp also played it extra safe. But if you get hit, then you fall all the way to the bottom and there's acid rising. And if you don't have suits, the acid can be very deadly. So we'll see what Anfunny does. It seemed a little surprising to go for the Three Musketeers major first. But Derp took a save right before going. So I'm wondering if Anfunny plays it differently. Yeah, additionally, this is going to be 2 majors at bowling. And since Fantoon is not killed, you don't have to deal with the worker robots. And that makes bowling a little faster. Or like the item part of bowling. So let's charge. Unfortunately, kind of has enough ammo already. So it didn't need charge. And grapple is the other item. No spacer? Thought we had spacer. Spacer was just in the Craig Key Hunter. Yep. So Ice Phaser for both of them. Yeah, you just come down Fire Flea Room, and that brings you right to the early supers major, which is Suit. I think in most seeds it would be beneficial to have charge, but in this one, you don't have to worry about refilling your ammo at all. There's no reason to check this hollow for Anfunny. 60-30. Gonna have the comfy amount of supers for killing Mother Brain and Ridley. Don't have to think about anything else. So derp is in criteria. Gonna go for the Ridley kill. Didn't want to space jump up. Gonna do Shine Spark instead. But he's on his way to Ridley. Opening with missiles. So that is one super worth of missiles. Opening with missiles, because it's lower damage, actually is relevant in manipulating his starting patterns. Especially for the 4x factor start that you see in 80%. Because once Ridley reaches a certain damage threshold, then his AI changes. And so if you start with missiles, you're going to be doing a little bit less damage, and so you get an easier pattern to start. But that was a good fight. Meanwhile, Anfunny to his first boss fight. We get to hear the nice Edikun jingle. Yeah. Before and after Ridley, you get to refill the ship and get all of your ammo back. And the big time loss, if you do find enough ammo, the big time loss is refilling it. And that's usually only around Ridley. But also sometimes you can spend all of your ammo on Dragon. Because the ammo Dragon kills are very, very quick. The grapple kill was faster than what derp did. So getting bowling majors is probably a time save. Got another super pack up here at Mama Turtle. But doesn't need any items at all. Now we're into Meridian derp side, where we will either find Kraid or Phantoon here, or perhaps in the next region. We have a long trip to the map, but that just means a lot of vertical rims. Yeah, we're flying up. So that's that movable toilet. It went through Cassius' room, I believe. Vanilla game, it always goes through Aqueduct and part of Batoon hallway. But in Map Rando, it can move around. It does give you a preview of what rooms it's passing through. So it's a pretty cool addition. And it also changed up how the maps are built by not always going through Aqueduct. So it allowed for a lot more variability. That is Torian. So we got another region over there. I checked the right door looking for Fantoon, but no luck. So bosses are gonna be Torian. I think we've seen all the other regions now. But the story of the race of this game too is that they both took the same route, the same exact route, but derp has played it a little bit faster. I don't actually remember what happened in the very start. Anfunny took a death in... It's the room in front of Norfair Reserve. I think it's called the Green Missile Room. Or Green Door Bubble Missile. Something like that. But that was a setback. The very start of the seed he was ahead, but then taking that death, I'm behind. And then after that point, derp just stayed in the lead. So, it's a nice quick Kraid kill. Happened to run into Kraid. Kinda nice, but you have to get that map anyway, because Fantoons can be over there. It looks like we have to do a baby skip on the way out. That's cool. In map rando, like in the vanilla game, a Fantoon is always going to be connected to the unpowered map station. In the vanilla map, it has the wreck ship basement. In this seed, we have the battle crab room, criteria key hunters. So we have Fantoon on the right and the unpowered map on the left. When you kill Fantoon, it powers on the wreck ship. That's going to affect every power-related wreck ship room throughout the map. One of the settings that's on as part of these race settings is that the items are already placed, even if the power is off. In the vanilla game, the items are not there, but it's just more fun if the items are pre-placed. Otherwise, you'd have to like find the room and then remember where it is and backtrack. And, that's just not too fun. The Zebus Awake items have a similar thing. It's like the morph ball, it's always there, but the power bombs next to morph are not there until the planet is awake. But with these settings, items like that are always going to be there. So the flags, the Zebus Awake flag, the Fantoon Killed flag, are going to control the rooms themselves now, and not the items. This is Anfunny heading back for Ridley. While derp is on a path to Mother Brain. And it's just looking solidly ahead. A missing baby skip taking death would be devastating. So let's see if he can pull off this baby skip and keep his health high. Doesn't have wave beam, does have Spazer. Spazer's going to be clearing out multiple blocks at a time. Has a nice jumping pattern going. And yeah, it gets through, no problem. Baby skip can get a bit troublesome when you break the enemies and create a bunch of lag. But I don't know if that was intentional or not. Sometimes players do break it intentionally. But it doesn't look like the rooms right after were too dangerous. So 30 supers to take out Ridley. Gonna shoot in the 6 extra missiles because one of the supers missed. Bunch extra for insurance. And there's the kill. So I'm ready to... You just have to backtrack all the way down. You kind of need to do every region in this seed. And all the majors were accessible too. I guess we haven't seen Wave. So I don't know where that was. We're going left. Yeah. Left is the way you want to go. So we're going left. We're going up even. We're going back down. Derp's the expert here. He knows what he's doing. I'm not looking at the map as closely. But the path he's taking will lead to Mother Brain. Oh, look at this. Can gate glitch with your precious ammo or fight Croc. Second try, no problem. You can just refill on the rippers. And that's going to be the Kraid entrance room with the Zelos. And then straight into Mother Brain. So no speed skip. Or maybe you could speed skip. It's half a screen. That seems pretty hard to speed skip. But we're going to ice skip instead. In Map Rando, there is an extended runway in the Mother Brain room. And that's to add in some gates that'll prevent you to reaching Mother Brain. You don't have to go through G4 elevator, and in fact it is already lowered. So if you get here without killing all the bosses, then one of those gates will be raised and you won't be able to get through. Okay, so we have 39 extra missiles. Supers do double damage to Mother Brain in Map Rando. And that is different from the other Super Metroid randomizers that you've seen raced, as well as the vanilla game. And that's so that it is still reasonable to finish with ammo without adding a lot more super missiles to the item pool. And since supers are going to be like even stronger than full beam, it makes the fight really fast. And what's also fast is skipping the third phase entirely. So we're straight to the escape. You have a minute 30 to get to the ship. In this seed, we have to go all the way back through Brinstar, to the far right of Brinstar, and then all the way through Criteria. And the game thinks this will take a minute 30. And that's going to include the leniency. We're playing on hard difficulty. So like the timer could be shorter, but for a hard level player, this is about how long it would expect you to take. We're going to have a bit of alarm music on the right and some calming Spore Spawn music on the left. Only we had both audios at once. Yeah, derp shouldn't have any trouble with this escape. There's no trickery to it. Sometimes there is. There can be map layouts where you have to make a decision whether you go left or right, and you have to guess which way is faster, or predict or estimate. But not in this case. This is you just go right, and then eventually you hit the ship. And 51 minute seed is a pretty solid time. This was an early seed, so not crazy unexpected. But that's going to be derp taking the win in the best of 3 series. Going to survive into the next round. And unfortunately, Anfunny gonna dip here. Gonna take Kraid down with him, I think. So GG's to derp, and we'll see if they want to come up here and talk about the seed. Dying to Kraid would be funny, but so would being pushed out the door. Ah, it just cut. So we are joined by derp and Anfunny. GG's on your race.
Yo, GG's.
GG's, man.
Those were... I finally got a not unreasonably silly seed. Only took 5 tries. Get like 3 hour 10 seeds against Timon, and then that first seed in this best of, but got to end on a nicer one finally.
Yeah, I guess regarding the second race, how'd you feel as a race seed against in a 1v1 situation? Because from here it looked very linear.
It definitely felt fairly linear, especially like I think there were really only 2 choices there at the end, hunting for bosses. Like you could either go down or go up, and both ways had bosses, so no matter what you do, you're at least going to a boss, which was nice.
Yeah, and since Norfair had all the majors, going up would have been fine too, because the 2 bosses there, you didn't really need much to take them down.
Yeah, I think there might have been another area, like in the back of the area that had Kraid and Fantoon, but I never bothered to look, since once I killed Fantoon, that was all I needed to do.
Yeah, I think it was Wreck Ship in Norfair, and since I hadn't been to Meridia yet, I checked that out first.
Right, yeah, I did that as well. I went down first to Wreck Ship Norfair. Got the Dragon kill in the Varia suit.
That's right, he was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Dragon was in Wreck Ship. That was like the only thing in Wreck Ship, and it was all the way across. I think I basically fully explored the area because I kept getting led away from the map. It was so awkward to get to.
Yeah, I noticed, like, it was pretty straightforward overall, but the maps were a little kind of annoying to find.
Yeah, especially in Norfair. So one interesting thing about the Norfair map is that there's the possibility that Anfunny just didn't go to the far right. I think the only thing over there was supers, but it cost
it was 2 super packs.
Amount of time. But like, if you don't go over there, then there's no time gap between you at that point in the race. But really, just completely followed derp's route the entire scene.
Yeah, that first one though was a little different, and I had like gone to where the PBs were, and I died, and I was just like, I don't think that's where it wants me to go, so I'll go check some other places. Lo and behold, power bombs were there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually realize that Ice Clip was in hard logic, to be honest. I kind of forgot about that. So I thought I broke logic for power bombs, and I was still really confused on where they were. But I think once we got power bombs, the rest of the seed wasn't too bad. It's just it took 30 minutes to get power bombs, and you didn't really have much else when you got it. It's like I think you were still down both suits, and like you just had ice basically. So I definitely felt bad, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the rest of the map layout was not particularly nice from what I remember.
I felt like I was going all the way around and back, and it's just that was a pretty crazy seed.
And that one, Anfunny had I just didn't get back to the North Fair Reserve location right away. And so was just really behind off of not getting those power bombs. And it seemed like those were the only ones you could get.
Yeah, I remember the one thing that's sticking out in my mind about game one was the Ridley sequence where I spent like 5 minutes running around trying to farm, basically. Because like I went down to bowling to get the super there because I had scouted it, and then I realized I didn't have enough power bombs. Had to go get another one so that I could farm the B-toms at the crumble shaft, and then go all the way back down, and then back to Ridley, getting enough supers on the way. I felt like if I lost that race, it would have been there, because I lost so much time in that little sequence. But luckily it was able to clutch it out, I guess.
Yep, you made it through. So congrats on taking the win and staying alive, Derp.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, my next match is the loser of Breasts and Nitro. So we'll see if I'm able. We'll see what I can do there. I think both of those.
Nitro and Tony haven't played yet.
Oh. Well, the loser of Breasts and the winner of Tony and Nitro.
Yep. Got some matches to play to determine your opponent still.
All right. My apologies to Tony. He will beat Nitro, of course.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know if I'll be favored in that match. Whoever I end up playing, but we'll see what happens. I am still doing pretty well in practice, even though still not sure if I've really been able to show how well I've been doing in official races, but just got to keep practicing, I guess.
And then Anfunny, no shame in getting knocked out, taking a loss to Derp, the number 8 seed. But how are you feeling about the tournament itself and your time here?
Oh, I definitely had a lot of fun, like doing the qualifiers and like all the races leading up to the tournament as well. It's been great doing all of that, and I think overall my like movement and everything isn't as strong as a lot of the better players here, but I feel like I have done a good job learning the map rando and kind of try to use that to my advantage, and it did get me the 24th seed at least in the qualifiers, so I'm happy about that.
Good. Glad to hear it. I don't know. That's all I got. Anything more you want to say?
Well, thanks for Sambu for tracking. Love you, buddy. Yeah, good. Thanks for doing the comms there, Aussie, and for helping run the tournament. And yeah.
Yeah, shout outs to Aussie for jumping in on comms last minute for like the 8th time this tournament. We've had so many restreams. He just keeps having to do it. But yeah, looking forward to the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it's cool getting all these restreams. So thanks to Sunwoo for being here on tracking. The trackers are who we need to get the stream running. comms, a little more optional. Yeah, this will be it for this best of 3. We still have a pile of games this week. I think it's every day, another best of 3. But the schedule is filled up once again. So you can keep tuning back in to Speedgaming to find more map rando races. We are still in the early stages of the bracket round. It's going to go on for many more weeks until the end of September. Yeah, there'll be lots of Super Metroid Randomizer content here for you to check out and enjoy. But with that, we're going to be done for tonight. So good night to you all, and see you all next mission.